Welcome into another video where we're going through and testing all the weapons inside of MW3 to see how viable these weapons are for us to be using inside of our Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you're new around here and you like to see how weapons perform inside of Call of Duty Zombies, definitely make sure you smash that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself. As well, down below in the description, you will find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I stream everything from MW3 Zombies all the way through to custom zombie maps and generally have a blast over there and would love to see you all come and hang out. Now in today's video, before we dive into anything review related, I definitely wanted to mention, as I was super excited yesterday to unlock the operator that I am using today from the Battle Pass. So I unlocked Bubby, the operator from the Battle Pass. Let me know in the comments section if you know where Bubby came from inside of Call of Duty. I would love to find out from you all who knows the origins of this operator and this Bubby person inside of Call of Duty. I'd love to hear from you all. As well, just quickly before we get into the review, I wanted to mention that we are so very close to our next Black Ops 6 giveaway goal, which happens when the channel reaches 5,000 subscribers. And as of recording this morning, we are less than 200 subscribers away from reaching that goal. Unbelievable support. The giveaway is going to be for a Vault Edition of Black Ops 6 on any platform of your choice. To be qualified, all you need to do is be subscribed, liking, and commenting on my videos. As well, with the amazing growth of the channel, the Zhorde community Discord full of players looking to help out other players is growing as well. And the link for that is down below in the description. So in today's video, with all of the changes in the patch notes, and Season 6 seems to be the season of buffs. So with that, we're going to take a look at the buff for the TR-76 GEIST. We're going to be taking that through all three tiers today, taking on bounty contracts all the way through. So hopefully by the end of today's video, you have a really good feel for how this weapon performs inside of Zombies. And at the end of the video, after our exfil, you should be able to make up your mind on whether or not this is going to be a viable option for you to be running inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. So without further ado, let's dive into the TR-76 GEIST review video today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. I truly do appreciate that. Now, Season 6, based on the patch notes, seems to be a season of buffs for the weapons. So on that accord, we're going to continue on and take a look at the TR-76 GEIST from MW2, and we have the hidden camo on there, Jack of all trades, which you get for completing 7,000 kills with an aftermarket part on your weapon inside of Zombies. However, I unlocked mine after completing 1,000 kills inside of Zombies with an aftermarket part. So beware, I'm not sure how it unlocks. I will show you the camo, the build, and the blueprint I'm running on the TR-76 GEIST at the end of the video, so make sure you stick through for that. I definitely have you covered. And if you're new to the channel around here, when we spawn in and do weapon testing videos, I always take on our first contract inside of Tier 1 at white rarity. The only thing I do for testing videos is put on my perks, and I do run Deadshot Daiquiri every single match, as I like the extra critical damage that it does provide. Now, knowing that this weapon received a buff for Season 6, I was eager to see what kind of damage output this would be doing on our first bounty contract of the day just at white rarity. And I was not disappointed at all. We were doing substantial damage on critical shots to this Mangler inside of Tier 1 just at white rarity, absolutely no additions to the weapon, no pack-a-punch, no tools, and no ammo mods. And I was definitely feeling confident in this weapon's ability to dish out the damage inside of Tier 1, dealing with the bounty contracts at just white rarity, just the base. I was really impressed with the buffs and definitely felt that this weapon was a lot stronger since the last time I ran this. So let me know if you guys had felt that when you used this weapon, if you've used it since the Season 6 update and added the buffs. So now it was to visit Pack-a-Punch and keep the blueprint camo combo on this weapon for the rest of our run. So we went off and visited Pack-a-Punch, and we are now Pack 1. I meleeed the machine. I guess I didn't include the footage. My bad. Yeah, just melee the Pack-a-Punch machine before you use it, or your pack crystals. Make sure the center turns green before you use your pack crystals or the machine, and you'll keep your camo blueprint on your weapon for the rest of the run, which is what I did. So here we are, Pack-a-Punch now, white rarity. Again, no tools, no ammo mods, just Pack-a-Punch, and the increase in the damage output was remarkable on the critical shots here. I wish I was on a little bit more stable ground as I backed up there. It was a little hard to see, but the critical damage just a pack-a-punch inside of tier 1 on this was impressive. Definitely impressive. So time at this point to have some fun inside of tier 1. We are now going to be incredibly overpowered at legendary pack 1 with Shatterblast ammo mod on our weapon. So let's go off and grab our final bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1 and see just how fast we can destroy this bounty contract, being as incredibly overpowered as we are to take on absolutely anything inside of tier 1. So we're going to be seeing how fast we can eliminate this mimic. Now, I love the inspect that comes with this blueprint that I'm running, so I'll definitely be showing you guys the blueprint at the end of the video, and that mimic stood no chance at all. Man, I love running those contracts. They're just super fun to do, feeling just like so overpowered. It's awesome. So seeing how we did across all the bounty contracts inside of tier 1, especially the first one, that the base white rarity, seeing the critical damage we were able to dish out with this, after the season 6 buffs to it, I was eager to dive into tier 2, take on our Mangler bounty contract here, being only Pack-a-Punch 1 legendary, and see just what kind of damage output can this do inside of tier 2 being pack 1. And it is definitely not disappointing at all. I mean, we were dishing out a ton of damage on critical shots to this Mangler bounty inside of tier 2. I was feeling incredibly confident using this weapon to take on this bounty contract inside of tier 2. And you can see I was able to eliminate the cannon that he shoots at you before he was even able to fire it, which was awesome. So my favorite part of the game, turned myself into a mobile pack-a-punch machine, apply pack 2 to our weapon, and find ourselves our final bounty contract to take on inside of tier 2. Now that we have increased the damage output one more time on the TR-76 GEIST, and we are now pack-a-punch 2 legendary with an ammo mod. So I was curious to see, is this going to be similar to our overpowered contract, the final one we did inside of tier 1? And seeing yourself being able to instant delete the cannon from a Mangler definitely gives me high hopes for damage output on a weapon. And this does not disappoint, being Pack-a-Punch level 2 inside of tier 2, definitely able to handle a Mangler bounty contract and a bounty contract inside of tier 2 with ease. Honestly, with ease. I felt incredibly comfortable using this, and the game was giving me an alarming amount of self-revives at this point. I was like, what are you trying to tell me, game? Like, am I that bad that I need this many self-revives? Stick through to the end of the video. You'll find out why the game gave me that many selfies when we get into the Dark Aether. So at this point, seeing how well it had done across tier 1 and tier 2 handling bounty contracts, I was eager to push into tier 3 and visit the Wonder Fizz machine, grab the rest of my perks, as I like to run inside of tier 3 with a Perkaholic. So we did that, grabbed them all, and now we are pack 2 legendary with an ammo mod. So usually there's going to be a few stragglers come back towards me after my decoy goes off at the Wonder Fizz machine. So I know I didn't have a decoy out, but I did have a few stragglers that were going to make their way over to me inside of tier 3. So being Pack-a-Punch 2, I wanted to see how this was going to perform against, you know, tier 3 zombies. Are they going to be easy work? It's definitely not too much. It's like 3 shots, 3 bursts, 3 pulls of the trigger, whatever, and your zombies will be gone inside of tier 3. So that's not too bad to see. But here's the real test. How does Pack-a-Punch 2 legendary with an ammo mod handle crowd control inside of tier 3? When you've got armored zombies coming at you, you've got sprinting zombies coming at you. ADS is not too bad. Here we're looking at it at tack stance, and of course with tack stance you have virtually 0 recoil. So if that is definitely an issue you're having, or you're finding that you're moving a little slow with ADS, you might want to try tack stance. You will have a little bit more move speed while you're firing. As well, you virtually have 0 recoil. But I mean, I'm standing here in tier 3 at pack 2 just dishing out the damage. I mean, you can see it on screen, you can see in the footage just how much damage this is doing in tier 3 at Pack-a-Punch level 2. Just absolutely awesome. Definitely a viable option to handle crowd control inside of tier 3 at only Pack-a-Punch level 2. So I would say that I was definitely feeling and seeing the effects of the buff to this weapon for season 6. So the last thing to do was to throw on Pack-a-Punch 3 and mags of holding, so we no longer have to reload, and go off and see what this weapon can do inside of tier 3 handling crowd control in that we saw how well it handled crowd control being Pack-a-Punch level 2. So I wanted to see how it handled it at Pack-a-Punch level 3. And we had Disciple Health Beast Zombies in the area, which was definitely a good test to see how it performs inside of tier 3. And then I had 2 Disciples coming at me with almost no plates on. It's a very no warning situation, so we dipped out of the way. We were able to focus fire in on this one Disciple HVT here and just about finish his health right there. Just awesome damage output on this since the Season 6 buff. I was really impressed. Definitely feeling confident using this today. So, knowing that, you know who we had to go and show the Season 6 buff and the Season 6 changes to this weapon. We had to go and tell Zhorde, the Guardian of the Arches. Hey Zhorde, check this out. They made this weapon even stronger. What do you think about it? And he started doing Slide the Glide. I wasn't sure what was going on, whether he was impressed with me with the update to this weapon or not. Like, why was he doing Slide the Glide? But fired up his laser attack. You can see the critical damage we're able to dish out when he's got the laser attack going. Definitely remarkable damage output on the TR-76 GEIST for Season 6. With the buffs that they've done to it, it's been very impressive. Also, we're back to the pathway today, as I wasn't having an issue with zombies coming around in from behind me, and I was able to clear out the majority of the crowd control in the area. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to show you guys how to use the pathway to control Zhorde's movements, to make him engage and disengage from you. It's definitely very handy if you've managed to handle all the crowd control beforehand. Definitely something I like to do is use this path to kind of control Zhorde, force him to come at you, force him to disengage if you need to, get some ammo or some plates on or things like that. So it's definitely nice to have. Also, I think it's hilarious to make Zhorde turn around, come at you and walk away and turn around. I'm sorry, maybe I'm having too much fun doing this. Poor Zhorde. He was getting feisty at the end. Like, he's chomping at the bit here to get a chunk out of me for sure. And then I dropped down to switch over to the other side, as he just wasn't agreeing with me and firing up his laser attack. So I pushed over to our picnic table side here to see if we can get Zhorde to fire up his laser attack, and he decided to morph into the stairs. Like, what? Let me know if you've seen Zhorde do this for you, because I've had that happen, and you can't pick up the rewards after finishing off your mega bomb. Like, where are you going, Zhorde? You're supposed to go up the stairs, my guy. What the heck? He ended up on top. I was still not sure right here if I took him out, if the rewards were going to drop for me to an accessible area, but they certainly were. Now, unfortunately, in this run, I was unable to grab a bounty contract inside of Tier 3. My games have been incredibly jam-packed full of players inside of Tier 3 since the Season 6 update that allows you to go into the Dark Aether without a sigil. So let me know if you guys are feeling that kind of same effect in your game since Season 6. So in an effort to continue to show you, all situations and have you, by the end of the video, be able to make up your mind on whether or not this weapon is going to be a viable one for you to be using, I went into the Dark Aether for Season 2, basically just to replenish the mags of Holden I used on the video. And to show you the most efficient way to take out your bounty contract in here as a solo player is definitely a death machine. And if you didn't know, you can access your reward rift inside of the jug suit. So while you have your jug suit on, you can get into the reward rift and grab your rewards out of there. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's definitely something that you can do, and is super awesome to do if you're a solo player in here and you're struggling to get your bounty done. And so if you jump in the air when you're activating your bounty or your contracts in the Dark Aether with the bunny in your hand, you're gonna take it down. So yeah, don't do that. I can't believe I did that. Oh my goodness. I told you, the game was telling me something with all the self-revives I had picked up running around the standard map in MWZ. it was like, we know what's going to happen inside of the Dark Aether. We have some foresight into what's going to happen, and I feel like you're going to need a bunch of these to get through inside of the Dark Aether. But this weapon definitely dishes out a boatload of damage inside of the Dark Aether. I was feeling incredibly confident using this inside of the Outlast contract, which can be You know, pretty chaotic as a solo player to try and complete this contract, as there is absolutely everything spawning in and coming in at you from all directions. I do have a circuit turret outside to the left right here that is helping take out some of the zombies and some of the elites in the area. But for the most part, it was a lot of mantling over and back over the countertops. I did pick up a monkey bomb during this P&D Outlast contract, as I managed to lose my decoys when I bought Casmirs to come in here to do the Aether Extractor contract. So I did want to grab a monkey bomb because people have been asking, and I've seen some people in games wondering why people don't bring monkey bombs into the Dark Aether. And so I figured I would use this one here to show you exactly why I don't like them. Now you can see just how long it takes to throw a monkey bomb is, for me, the reason why I don't like them in the Dark Aether. By the time I get that out of my hands, you can see I took it down. They do last a couple seconds longer. I think they're about 10 seconds or 8 seconds that the monkey bombs will last to destroy and distract zombies, which is nice, but the time it takes to throw them, as you can see, is definitely a bit of an issue. So here we are with the final contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether, the Aether Extractor contract, and here we are equipping the Casmirs. As you know, this is definitely my strategy for completing this, as simple as possible. And sometimes your Dark Aether runs go incredibly well, and this Aether Extractor contract is a breeze to complete. And sometimes it does not go really well, like happened to me in this run. Jumping off the building while activating the bunny, took her down. Throwing a monkey bomb, took her down. So, you know, sometimes it happens, and you just got to kind of roll with it. Don't let downs bother you. Get back up, get back into the fight, and no issues. Now here we are pushing towards the last one, and I just got my energy mine activated right at the end, which was awesome. Now, I would have been able to finish this without a down, but the first time I interacted with the phone, it didn't pick up. So I was able to complete it, but I had to take it down to get it done. So no big deal there. Like I said, the game gave me enough self-revives to get through all of that. So that was all 3 contracts inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. Truly a ton of fun I had today doing this run. This was absolutely a boatload of fun to use. So I highly recommend that we all go ahead and give the TR-76 GEIST from MW2 a shot inside of our Zombies games. As you can see in the video today, it handles absolutely everything across all 3 tiers and inside of the Dark Aether without much issue at all. This is the build that I was using on the weapon for today's run. So if you'd like to make any changes to the build, let's work together in the comments section down below so that we all have an absolutely amazing build to use inside of our Zombies game mode. And the camo that I used is the secret one that you get for completing kills with an aftermarket conversion part on your weapon, and it is called Jak of all trades. And if you're looking to find it, it's under all camos inside of your classic camos, and it is right there, Jak of all trades. So the last thing to show you is the blueprint that I was running on the TR-76 GEIST. Don't forget, the Black Ops 6 giveaway happens at 5,000 subscribers. Make sure you are subscribed and commenting to be entered. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.